Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling weird? Like somehow you agreed to something you didn't even want, and only later your brain finally clocked in and said, wait a second, what just happened? Yeah, that's not always an accident. Some people are really good at controlling others without shouting, threatening, or even looking suspicious. They use small psychological tricks that slowly mess with your emotions, confidence, and decisions. And the scary part? A lot of these techniques happen every single day in friendships, relationships, workplaces, social media, even family group chats where your aunt says, beta, do whatever you want. But somehow there's only one correct answer. Today, we're talking about 10 dark psychology techniques people use to control others. Not to make you paranoid, but to help you notice the game before you become the player getting played. Because once you see these tricks, you can't unsee them. Number one, gaslighting. This is when someone makes you question your own memory, feelings, or sanity. You say, you literally said that yesterday. And they go, what? No, I didn't. You always misunderstand things. At first, it sounds small, but over time, you stop trusting yourself. You start replaying conversations in your head like a detective solving a crime nobody asked for. Gaslighting works because confusion creates dependence. If someone can make you doubt yourself enough, eventually you start relying on them to tell you what's real. That's dangerous. Number two, love bombing. This one starts like a movie. Too much attention, too many compliments, too much too fast. You're the only person who understands me. I've never felt this way before. You're perfect. Meanwhile, you've known them for like 3 business days. The goal isn't love, it's emotional speed. They overwhelm you with affection, so you get attached quickly. And once you're emotionally hooked, the behavior suddenly changes. Now you're chasing the version of them that existed at the beginning. It's basically emotional fishing with extra emojis. Number three, silent treatment. Some people don't argue, they disappear emotionally. No replies. Cold behavior. Dry one word answers that hit harder than exam results. K. That single letter has ended civilizations. The silent treatment is used as punishment. It creates anxiety because humans naturally want connection and resolution. So the other person gains power simply by withdrawing attention. And suddenly you're apologizing, even when you didn't do anything wrong. Number four, guilt tripping. This technique makes you feel selfish for having boundaries. You say, sorry, I can't help today. And they reply with, wow, it's okay. I'll manage alone like always. Ah, yes, the emotional Oscar performance. Instead of directly asking for something, they make you feel bad enough to give in willingly. Healthy people respect boundaries. Manipulative people make boundaries feel like crimes. Big difference. Number five, playing the victim. Now, obviously, real victims exist, but manipulators sometimes pretend to be helpless constantly to avoid responsibility. No matter what happens, somehow they're always the injured party. You confront them politely, and suddenly they act like you just declared war. You think I'm a terrible person? I guess everyone hates me. Bro, nobody said that. Calm down. This tactic shifts focus away from their behavior and onto your guilt. And before you know it, you're comforting the person who caused the problem in the first place. Number six, fear and insecurity. Controlling people often attack confidence quietly. Tiny comments, little jokes, subtle criticism. You're wearing that? You actually think you can do that? No offense. And here comes the emotional damage. The goal is to make you feel smaller so they feel more important. Because confident people are harder to control. That's why manipulators often dislike independent thinkers. A person with self respect is very difficult to emotionally leash. Number seven, information overload. Ever argued with someone who talks so much and so fast that your brain gives up halfway through? That's sometimes intentional. They throw endless details, random facts, unrelated examples, and emotional chaos at you until you're mentally exhausted. By the end, you're not even trying to win anymore. You just want peace. Fine, whatever. Exactly. That's the goal. Confused people are easier to influence than calm, clear minded people. Number eight, isolation. Manipulative people sometimes slowly separate you from others. They'll say things like, your friends don't really care about you. Your family doesn't understand you like I do. At first, it sounds protective, but slowly your world gets smaller. And when one person becomes your only emotional source, they gain massive control. That's why isolation is one of the biggest red flags in toxic relationships and cult behavior. Healthy relationships connect you to life. Toxic ones slowly disconnect you from it. Number 9, fake confidence and authority. Some people speak with extreme certainty even when they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. They say everything confidently, fast, loud, no hesitation, and humans naturally assume confidence equals intelligence. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. A guy on the internet once confidently explained why drinking hot water cures laziness. Sir, that's soup logic. Manipulators use fake certainty because people often follow whoever sounds most sure of themselves, even when they're wrong. Number 10, reward and punishment. This one is extremely powerful. A manipulator gives affection, approval, or kindness only when you behave the way they want. Good behavior? Reward. Disagree with them? Coldness. Over time, your brain gets trained like a social experiment. You stop acting naturally and start acting strategically to avoid emotional punishment. And the scary part is, many people don't even realize it's happening. That's how control slowly becomes normal. The truth is, manipulation doesn't always look evil. Sometimes it looks charming, funny, caring, confident. That's why it works. And honestly, every human being manipulates a little sometimes. Even kids do it. A child can cry louder in 1 second than a movie actor with 3 awards. But dark psychology becomes dangerous when manipulation is used repeatedly to control, weaken, or emotionally trap people. So, what's the best defense? Awareness. Because once you notice the pattern, the trick loses power. When someone tries to confuse you, guilt you, isolate you, or control your emotions, pause and ask yourself one question. Do I genuinely want this? Or am I being emotionally pushed into it? That single question can save you from a lot of toxic people. And remember this, real connection doesn't require mind games, real respect doesn't require control, and real love doesn't make you lose yourself. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more psychology and human behavior content, and comment below, which manipulation tactic have you seen the most in real life?